Let's Talk Sales. This is the podcast for anyone who's interested in growing sales. Let's Talk Sales is brought to you, as always, by Calabia, the sales playbook platform that's made for your team and by your team. The Calabia Sales Playbook houses your company's best practices, templates, and processes. It functions as an online sales training academy for your existing team and for new hires. You can learn more about Calabia at calabia.com. That's COLLAVIA.com. This episode of Let's Talk Sales is part of our Inspiration series, where we provide quick inspirational quotes and commentary. And as you know, in the month of June, we've been talking about work-life balance and the importance of that, some best practices. One of my favorite people who talks about work-life balance quite a lot is Arianna Huffington. And you may know her as the founder of the Huffington Post, and she has done excellent work in the fields of journalism, and she's also known for her philanthropy. But one thing that you might not know about Arianna Huffington, especially if you haven't been following her lately, is she's a really big believer and proponent of work-life balance. She's actually written a book about sleep and the importance of rest and letting your body recharge itself. And she has a great quote that I find really important when I think about work-life balance. She says, "We think mistakenly that success is the result of the amount of time we put in at work instead of the quality of time we put in." And that really hits home for me, because what we often think is we look at employees who come into the office early or who stay at work late, and we think these must be the best employees. Now, I'm not at all trying to disparage the work that they're doing, because those may be the best people on your team or some of the best people on your team. But what's really important to understand is, just like in your personal life, quantity of time is not the same thing as quality of time. That's true as well in the office. And what we often see is that some people are able to be more efficient and better users of time so that they can potentially work a little bit less than others, but get more done. And it's something that when you're thinking about yourself, it's really important to understand what are the tools, what are the habits, what are the best practices you can use to make sure that you are making the most of your time so that you are able to get the most done, get your work done, do the best work that you can efficiently, and allow yourself to step back from work at times so you can recharge and so you can make sure that you're getting what you need from your personal life as well. So I just thought that quote was great. You can find the notes for today's show at criteriaforsuccess.com/pod58. This is episode 58. Hard to believe we've gotten this far. Thank you so much for listening to Let's Talk Sales. Beginning next month, we'll be writing about remote employees, how to manage them, how to be successful as a remote employee. There's a lot of really great information, so I hope you check that out. In next week's episode of the show, I'll be hosting a roundtable on work-life balance. We're going to summarize a lot of the best practices that we've been sharing in the blog and the podcast over the course of this month and bring up some new topics, so that should be a great roundtable discussion. If you've been enjoying the show, please recommend us to a friend and subscribe at Apple Podcasts or wherever it is that you find your podcasts. Ratings and reviews really help more people find us, and that also lets us know what's working and where to improve. Let's Talk Sales is a production of Criteria for Success and is produced by Rebecca Smith, Arianna Miskell, and me, Elizabeth Frederick. Happy selling, and make sure to keep your work-life balanced. Thank you.